Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Yecca, where we cover culture, conspiracy, carnivore, and Christ consciousness. There is a issue with my intro video. I've noticed the past few times that I've had it on. It cuts out the last few seconds, and I've tried re-downloading it and editing it. So not really sure what happened there. So if anybody is has experience with StreamYard and videos and stuff, I might just try to recreate it. I've already cut it down and added it on there, but it still cuts out the last few seconds. I'm not really sure why it started doing that all of a sudden. But thank you guys so much for being here today. Today is a very scary, spicy episode. I will be talking about toxic habits that both men and women have that you may or may not realize are harmful and don't make you look good, don't make society better, and all kinds of stuff. So I want to talk about it because it's literally been thrown in my face over and over these past couple weeks, as well as just all throughout my life. Some of it is in regards to my past and just things that I see a lot in society. So I have to share what I've been seeing and my thoughts on this. I want to preface the show with some new information that I've been super interested in since learning about it earlier this year, and that's the curse of Adam and Eve. I won't really go into the details too much of the curse of Adam and Eve, but essentially, like Adam's curse is that Adam's curse that has been passed down to man is that he will always have to work with his hands and by the sweat of his brow. Eve's curse that has been passed on to women is painful childbearing and having the desire to rule over man. We will see this a lot in today's examples. I am a believer of God, if you don't know, and traditional masculinity and femininity. These notes will be in regards to mostly singles, but obviously it can, apply if you are in a relationship as well. I'm going to try my best to show habits on both sides of men and women. I put together a little list so I can stay on track. I do consider all this stuff to be gross. So if I seem bitter or annoyed, it's because I'm grossed out and disappointed. I also might seem like I'm attacking you, but that might just be your intuition because I don't know you and I don't know who's watching this. But I do want to say thank you for coming on here. This might be a long episode. I don't think it. I wrote down it might be a two-part series. I don't think it's going to be a two-part series, but it might just be an ongoing thing that I bring up in future episodes. Let's get into all the nasty bits, shall we? So first thing I have noted here is everybody wants to have the perfect partner, but there's two things I want to say to that. The perfect partner does not exist. There is no such thing as anybody being perfect in any sort of way. Everybody is going to have their flaws, their problems. And then number two, do you think your desired partner wants you to behave in this type of way and do these things? So I'm a big firm believer that if you do want a particular type of person to be your forever partner, you need to do the work to become the person that your dream partner would deserve or want to be with. Do you want a woman of God who is modest? Don't be sleeping with them on the first date or even the second or the third date. If you truly want a woman of God, you will wait until marriage. Do you think that's weird? Do you think that's outdated? Think again and read your Bible. If you are not strong enough to wait and work towards marriage from the beginning, you are not ready for a God-centered marriage. Sorry. Same goes for women. I am on some different kinds of Facebook pages, Facebook dating pages, and I see all kinds of horror stories that women share. These are women only pages, by the way, on Facebook, and some of them are targeted for a certain area or things like that. And so I see these women post these stories on social media, and uh, they talk about how they went out with some guy. Of course, they had some drinks. They probably got super drunk because that's a common thing that a lot of people do nowadays. That's like an activity that people like to do. Oh, I'm going to go out and get drunk. And I'm not saying I never did that, because I certainly was young and reckless and I used to do that stuff, but I'm a lot older now and a lot more, I've learned a lot since then. So I see these girls posting these stories, um, and they go hang out with this guy. They get drunk. He invites them back to their place, and they think nothing's going to happen. Oh, because his daughter's there. Oh, he said that he wants to wait, or whatever excuse these guys tell these girls. And then these girls end up getting raped. They end up finding out that that man has STDs, or that that man is married, or that he openly sleeps with several other women without using protection and without even telling that girl that. Um, and I read these stories, and every time I read these stories, I shake my head in disgust. I feel so bad for these girls, but I'm disgusted for today's society. And I just think, if only they put God first in their life, this most likely would have never happened. I blame old school feminism for this, if you ask me. The endorsement of the sexual revolution polluted the beauty of making love to your marital spouse. I'm pretty sure Satan was happy when he was able to take sex out of the marriage. Women, don't you realize that your body is sacred and so special? It's so crazy that women and the feminist movement just kind of was geared towards making women equal and the same as men, but we're not the same as men. We are complementary to men. We're both equally important. Both men and women are equally important, if you ask me. But with the feminism movement, it's so sad because it has led us down a horrible path of, not of having men not wanting to, or not being able to provide and protect for us, because us women, we don't need a man. We can do it all ourselves. We are boss babes and we can take care of ourselves. And I don't need a man to pay my bills. And so I'm just going to use him for sex, whatever. Then why do you say you don't need a man if you're still going to use him? And again, that's just not the right thing to do. If you're trying to be of a high value caliber, if you're trying to live a God, if you say that you're a Christian or that you believe in God, why are you doing these things over the world? Why give that special flower away to just any guy that is not even doing the bare minimum? And like I said, like some of this is stuff that I used to do over, it was a long, long time ago. But why give your body up? It's so special, so divine, so unique. It was made for man, but not to be just given away to anybody. Um, and why give it to some guy that doesn't even do the bare minimum? Because that's the way feminism has led us to. Unfortunately, it has brought us to a place where, uh, I hear stuff on both sides. Like, men have to work so much harder to get a woman that is half the value of a woman back then. Like, but then I also hear, like, people just giving themselves up for nothing. And so it's very interesting to look at it like that. So I have next here, a toxic specific habit that I want to start with is women going on dates just for food. I see this stuff posted on social media a lot. It is so disgusting. Stop it. This has created a genre of men who no longer want to pay for dinner or even go to dinner on a first date. And I see this across the board on all sorts of different kinds of people, conservatives, whatever. Men don't want to take women out to eat anymore. They don't, and I'm not saying everybody, obviously there's still men that want to do this, but there are a group of men who just will want to take you out on a coffee date or just go for a walk in the park or, and I'm not saying that those are bad date ideas. It's just men don't have that drive to put in that extra effort anymore because either women are just using them to go get free meals. And like, there's literally women online that brag about this. It is disgusting. Um, or they just they don't want to be used, or they just don't want to put in the effort because they know that they don't have to. So yeah, it's so crazy to have people post about this on social media. This has killed chivalry and romance. And the next thing I want to talk about is men being creepy online. You might not think you're being creepy, but let me go ahead and tell you from someone with literally a bunch of unopened messages in my inbox as I'm doing this live stream. Guys, messaging a girl hi or hello or what's up or hi beautiful over and over and over again without her responding is creepy. It's really I constantly get these messages in my inbox, and I don't even post provocative pictures of myself. I constantly post about God and traditional femininity and masculinity and all that kinds of stuff, but I still get stuff like this. And and I get other kinds of messages, kinder, more thought out, long stories, long paragraphs, bigger introductions. I do get that kind of stuff in my inbox too, but for the most part it's guys who I've never met before, who don't look to be the healthiest kind of person. And health is a really big part of the stuff that I talk about. So if you follow me on social media, you know that health is a really big part of my life. And and they say not to judge a book by its cover, but we're human, and that's what we're naturally going to do anyways. And so and I look at these comments, and some of them are kind of a little more derogatory and not high class or anything like that. And I understand. I do want to say that I understand men get shut down a lot these days because, like earlier I said, men don't need women, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I get it. It did take you a lot of courage probably to just type out those two letters hi. But if you see someone online that you think is beautiful, amazing, unique, interesting, do you really think that a simple hello on a non-dating app is going to catch your eye? I just want to let you guys know that it's common for a beautiful woman that posts herself on social media, no matter what topic she talks about. If she shows her face on social media, she is going to get a lot of attention. And there's going to be a lot of guys in her inbox that are sending her a simple hi and hello. And unfortunately, it's common for beautiful and pretty women to get that kind of stuff on social media. And it's kind of a reason why I really don't like putting myself out there. But I have to do it anyways because I have a lot of stuff to talk about, and God wants me here, and God puts these difficult conversations on my heart to bring them to the surface and tell you these difficult truths. My mom growing up, she a saying that she would always say was, "You want the truth? You can't handle the truth." But then she would proceed to tell you the truth anyways because she loved you. And so, since she passed, that is something that I chose to carry on. And as time goes on, the more truth that I want to put out there, the more truth that I want to bring to you guys, the more awareness that I feel that I need to bring into the world. And so that is why I am here. But if you sorry. So it is something that beautiful women, pretty women get in their inbox all the time. I literally have, I don't even know how many, like the other, what is it, like message requests inbox or something. It's full of stuff that I don't even want to read, and I've had to like block people because I literally don't respond sometimes. And some of you guys might even be watching this that are in my inbox right now. I don't know. But it's just, if there's somebody that is high value online that you are really interested in, a simple hello is not going to catch your attention, especially if you don't immediately seem like you are of a similar caliber to her. A smart woman is going to want a man who is more successful than her. And when you are a successful, beautiful, talented, um, high value women, it's actually harder for you to find somebody to match that because of the way society is. Satan has really taken over this world a lot and has been trying to mix the genders a lot. So a lot of women are more masculine and a lot of men are more feminine nowadays. And so I also want to ask, for those guys just messaging the simple hello, are you even ready to take on somebody that is seemingly high value? Relationships are not easy. They do require work. And marriage requires even more work. Do you really want to give your future wife the bare minimum? I mean, that goes for both sides, but I'm talking in regards to the creepy, creepy guys online. Um, and so I just want to ask you guys those questions as I flip through my notes and try to figure out uh, what I'm supposed to be looking at next. um, so the next thing, and I'm trying to go back and forth between women and men, so nobody gets too butthurt. The next thing is a really big one. I get upset by this because it's so ungodly and it's so worldly, and it's women posting provocative pictures online. I think it's shallow. It encourages simp culture and it leaves nothing to the imagination. It's another thing that I can tie back to men not wanting to work that hard. Why would a man want to work hard to get with a woman and to marry her and to see her naked if all he has to do is just go through his Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or go to a corn site and just go look at naked women for free? Why would a man want to work hard if he can just go get it for free? Or you can go out, to the right part of the neighborhood and go buy you one for the night. And it's sad. Or go to the strip clubs and you can just go see naked women for however much money you want to give them that night. And so it ties back to that, how men aren't working as hard for women, but also the value of women has gone down a lot too. So I'm not just attacking one side, I am attacking both men and women here. um it shows that basically your body is all you have to offer, even if that's not true. It screams, give me attention and approval. Men who think it's okay for their woman, if you are in a relationship and you're a man who thinks that it's okay to share stuff like that, you have a simp mentality. And most likely, whether you know it or not, you get off on other men drooling over your woman. God wants us to be modest. And no, I don't mean completely covered up in a bonnet with baggy clothes, long pants, or a pilgrim dress. There are ways to dress feminine, modest, sexy, and respectful. You can easily Google it. There are so many amazing women out there that promote this. That you literally just search for that, like how to be dressed modest and sexy, or whatever, and then you just try to find your own style. Just this last week, I want to share. I came across two female accounts. I honestly don't remember where I saw them or what. I know it was on Facebook, and they're commenting Bible verses and stuff about God is good and all this stuff. And I clicked on their page, and they are literally have pictures in their underwear as their main picture or their background picture. And like it disgusts me. It grosses me out. You are going to talk about God like he is the good God that he is, and you're representing him like that in your underwear on social media out for the open for anybody just to see. Like that is not what God wants you to do. Excuse me. This does not honor God, nor does it honor yourself. Is that really, excuse me, is that really the legacy that you want to pass on down to the future generation? Is that really the photo that you want up there when your future child says like, "Oh, how'd you meet your dad?" And it's like, "Oh, we met on Facebook." And oh yeah, that was my picture. And he left a comment on there. And look, son, look, daughter, this is the picture that made your father fall in love with me. And it's literally your legs and you in your underwear and posting sexy pictures on your Facebook profile. Like, is that really what you want to tell your kids? Um, and so jumping off from that, going back to the men having this stuff in their feed easily follows that. It is, let me just go ahead and tell you, it is soft porn. And porn, if you don't know this, has extremely damaging mental effects on those who view it. Putting a heart on that poor woman's post is not helping her either, fellas. And if she is a married woman sharing that stuff, what are you doing looking and enjoying another man's wife like that? That is not your woman. Ooh. Sorry, there's like some thunder or something rumbling my house here. Um, yeah, so if you follow women who like to post half naked pictures of themselves, that's one thing. If that's another man's woman, what are you even doing? That is not your woman to look at like that. I don't care what she's doing with her life. You have control over what is in your feed. If you don't know this, there's an option to mute. If you don't want to unfriend or unfollow that person, you can mute their posts. If you're trying to be a high caliber man, if you're trying to be high value, a godly man, having half or mostly naked women in your feed, I've had to actually mute some women this past week because of that. One of them actually is somebody who I have known through social media and I've met and we've hung out and I've gone to visit and that I've known for years. And you know, she's supposedly a woman of God, and all of a sudden is now posting nothing but bikini pictures and like scandalous pictures of herself. And I can't, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to mute her. I love her so much, and I'm going to keep her in my prayers. But just the fact that she was posting that stuff, I don't want that stuff in my feed. That's disgusting. Like, you know, I used to look up to her, and you know, and followed her for many different reasons. But now that she is, it seems like she's becoming more of the world, I had to mute her. And so, you guys, there is the option to mute. If you don't want to unfriend that person for whatever reason you have or whatever excuse you have, there is a mute button. And let me just go ahead and tell you that having that stuff in your feed is not good for your mental health. And you putting a little heart on her picture is not good for her either. Okay. It's not good for society as well. Um, Keeping that stuff in your feed will fuel loneliness, depression, lower life satisfaction, and poor self esteem. Ask yourself and answer this honestly. Does putting that little heart on her pictures make you feel good about yourself? Also, if you are a single man wanting to have, oh gosh, sorry. um, Also, where was I? If you are a single man wanting to have a woman in your life, I'm going to go ahead and give you all some information, both men and women. If you don't know this, most smart women who have put in the work and who have studied this kind of stuff, like toxic traits and toxic habits and what to look out for, and how to guard your heart and how to guard your energy and how to be high value and all this stuff. Most smart women are going to go looking through your followers immediately. The first thing, because that's a very easy way to see what kind of man you are and to see how much discipline you are, how disciplined you are, and to see what kind of stuff you allow in your feed. And a high value man is not going to have that kind of stuff. Uh, One is too many. And how do you expect someone to think of you as a high value man if you easily get distracted with that kind of stuff? Or if you enjoy having that stuff in your feed, or you can say, "Oh, I don't ever see it, or I don't ever like it, or you know, I don't think anything when I see it." Well, then why is it there? Why you're still feeding that into your consciousness? You're still coming across that more than you need to. You know, if it's If it's just somebody that you know or whatever that you're friends with, your friend's wife, or just somebody's wife, it's not appropriate to have that stuff in your feed if you want to be a high value man. Like I said, all this stuff is if you're wanting to be a high value person. If you just want to go live your life, have fun, do whatever, do, um, then go ahead, do whatever you want. This video is not for you. This is specifically for people who say that they believe in God, for people who say they want to be high value, for people who say they want to level up and be the best kind of person that they want to be. That's who this video is for. Okay. So I just have to get that out of the way again, and reiterate that because, I'm just trying to cover my butt here. Although, I'll get attacked anyways, and that's okay. I love when I get trolls, and I love when I get haters in the comments. It keeps me on my feet, and it also continues to light my fire to keep doing what I'm doing. So next thing here is that I want to talk about is women getting upset for men wanting a beautiful, calm, and well put together woman. Ladies, it does not take that much to attract a man if you are true to yourself, take care of your health, and put in a tiny bit of effort into dressing up. I don't even wear makeup. Okay, I wear chapstick. I have some bee balm and beef tallow chapstick. This is like the simplest thing you can get, but it's a little bit something. It makes my lips a little shiny, and I love chapstick. I've always got chapstick. And I wear jewelry. I'll wear dresses. I got my earrings on, and I make sure I have a clean face. I brush my hair. It's like very basic stuff, and you will look more put together than a majority of women nowadays. Um, let's see here. And so I just want to ask you, ladies, don't you think that your future husband deserves to have a woman that he's attracted to and can bring peace to his life? I don't know if you guys know this, but men are judged by the woman at their side. When you walk into a crowd as a couple, everyone's going to look at the woman. If she does not look good, disheveled, she's dressed all sloppy, she didn't even brush her hair, it's all in a messy bun, whatever, they are going to judge the man by the way the woman looks. And if she is dressed elegantly, her nails are clean, she's got her hair brushed, her nice jewelry on, whatever, however you want to be, um they're going to judge the man based off of how she looks. It's just the way society is. And so I just want to let you guys know that, because it's not something that is commonly known or taught. It's something that I recently learned in the last, I don't know, 1 to 2 years. I learned about that. So ladies, why would you want to disrespect your man by being an out of control, irritable maniac? What makes you think you're going to get a high quality, respectful provider man if you are always in a messy bun with your dirty sweats, last night's makeup on, or if you refuse to take care of your temper or take control of your temper? Listen, ladies, provider men have enough on their plate and they don't have anybody to talk to about it. They have to handle all this stuff on their own. And like, going back to the curse of Adam, they have to work with their hands by the sweat of their brow. They have to work no matter what. Unfortunately, they have to work. That is the curse that was laid upon man thanks to Adam. And it's always going to be a struggle. It's never going to be easy. Men are always going to have it hard. And the last thing that they need is the love of their life to attack and berate him as soon as he gets home, when all he does is work his butt off to make sure you're living a comfortable life. The least that you can do is learn how to handle your emotions, to be the one sweet and kind thing that he has in his life. And I do want to say that diet does play a huge role in mental health. And my suggestion for that, ladies, if you don't want to make any super big drastic changes, but you do want to take care of your mental health, you have a you get irritated easily, and I know that's common, and women want to tell their man what to do, and oh, he didn't wash the dishes right, or he didn't put this in the right place, or blah blah blah. um be thankful that he did it, okay? And but for the diet thing, if you really do want to focus on getting better mental health, I do want to recommend starting with diet first thing, focusing on eating as much red meat as you possibly can. Other healthy fishes like salmon, sardines, and cod liver are really, really good. The omegas and the DHA is super good for brain health. It's really good brain food. And if you're in the carnivore community, you've been seeing everybody doing those sardine fasts. I haven't been able to fully complete a sardine fast, but I do incorporate sardines in my diet. And when I eat more than normal, I just feel a sense of calm in my brain. And so that kind of food, like salmon and I would say sardines are a little more potent as far as better food for mental health. Um, but and then focusing on, don't be afraid of healthy fats like grass-fed butter, real olive oil, tallow, coconut oil. It's a growing trend for all these anti-seed oil pages, and and it's so cool because it's all the younger generation, all these kids, they're in their 20s, and and young to older 20s, and it's so cool seeing this anti-seed oil movement, because you go through these pages and you see these women, talking about showing how they eat their steak with their fruit and the big old blob of butter on there. And let me tell you, these women are gorgeous. Like, they are so pretty. They have no makeup on other than like the butter on their lips from the steak that they were eating or whatever. Um, and so you can tell that eating that way, focusing on meat, and focusing on healthy fats, it just helps you stay beautiful from the inside out. And that's how you should focus on your beauty, is from the inside out. And so learning how to control your temper, I recommend, starts with eating a healthier diet. And that's obviously not the only thing that you need to do to have a good mental health. I also highly recommend relying on God, doing lots of Bible study, communing with other women. It's healthy for women to hang out with other women and chat and talk about things. It produces natural estrogen. So, ladies, focus on just putting a tiny bit more effort into your appearance, and a lot of effort into your mental health, because the curse of Eve is a really big one, and it's seen so much throughout today's society. It is so very prevalent, and it's so very sad. And I see these women, it's so sad, because a lot of women are begging for a provider man. They're like, oh, feminism screwed us over. Like, I don't want to work. I want to stay at home, and I want to watch the kids, and I want to cook and clean and all this stuff. But these women, there's this video I saw, and there was this girl like talking about how um she would want to be a housewife, and she's like, F it, I'll be a housewife. I don't care. I'll do whatever he effing said. And she's like cussing up a storm. She's talking like a man, and I'm literally seeing her. She's, obviously a biological woman, but I'm just seeing a man talk and scream and yell, and she's wearing jeans. And I made a comment about her jeans. I was like, I think it's funny that she's saying all this in jeans. Like, and then I had, somebody, like a couple people actually got upset about that, and I was just kind of joking, but also kind of serious too, because femininity is disappearing in some aspects, but I also see, it coming back in other regards too. So um, just focusing on your appearance and mental health, ladies, is going to be a big game changer in your life. And more people will want to be around you, because who wants to be around a bitter, angry woman, or who wants to be around a woman who is bipolar and can't control her emotions, and who will just flip a switch and flip out at any reason, and then she refuses to fix that. Nobody wants to be around somebody like that. Nobody wants to be around a grumpy Gus. Women are supposed to be soft and gentle. And if you're yelling and demanding things of men, and you're telling them, oh, you did this wrong, do it right, or whatever, or I'm just going to do it, like, no, that is so masculine to be that way, and it's disgusting. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's gross. Be a woman. And then, so piggybacking, men getting upset for women for wanting a man to provide for them. Now, next thing I'm going to say is probably going to upset some people. But if you ask me, many women nowadays are not worthy of this. I said it. I don't care if that hurts your feelings. There are so many women out there. It's a growing trend. I don't know if you guys heard that trending song. It's like, I'm looking for a man in finance. I don't know, 6'5", blue eyes, trust fund. Like, it's like, and then somebody actually did all the math, and he said that there's only 2 men in the whole world like that. And so I just thought it was so funny. But there are a lot of women. It's a growing trend where women are wanting to have a provider man, but they're not doing the stuff to be worthy of even getting that. And then some of these poor guys, they're just getting used. And there are gold diggers out there. There is a lady that I follow who she teaches people how to find a provider man. A lot of the stuff she says is true, though. I will say that. Um, but there is a lot of, she doesn't talk about living or having a godly life or a God-centered marriage and stuff like that. So it's a growing trend of women just wanting to find a man who is going to give her whatever she wants and pay all her bills and take care of her, and she doesn't have to do anything. She can just get a maid. She doesn't even have to clean or cook. And I'm not saying having a maid or a home chef or whatever is bad, because I pay people to come and help clean my stuff. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. It's just the fact that there's a group of women, there's a lot of women out there that think that all they have to do is look pretty and tell every man no to every single thing until there's a man who is going to just give her whatever she wants because of her looks. And I'm just going to say it here, guys. Don't give your money or time or attention to those women. Learn how to properly vet women. If you are here, you're most likely believe in God and you want to live a more godly life. So men, if you want a high value woman, don't you want her to be well taken care of? Don't you want to be able to ensure she has a safe home to live in, good food to eat, or never have to worry about if she's going to be able to afford to pay her bills that month? I see so many men get mad that women are choosing to look for a provider, and yet they demand a housewife. No woman that does desire to be a housewife wants a man that isn't even capable of providing a house. I heard somebody, I've been researching so much stuff about this for the past week. Like, I've prepared so much for this episode. I heard somebody, I don't remember who it was, but I heard somebody say that it's like, why do you like, it's always the broke men, and it's actually not always the broke men. I've seen men and even like message me saying, like, all women care about is money and blah blah blah. But no woman, no high quality woman that actually chooses to want to be a housewife, that wants to like, the beauty of women is that they are multipliers. You'll give them some flour and eggs and they'll make you 50 kinds of baked goods. And you give them your seed and they will make you babies. And you give a woman a high value woman, you give her something small and she is going to multiply it and turn it into something big, beautiful, and wonderful. And so if you're wanting a high value woman like that, uh, you should be able to provide for her. You should be able to work for her. That is the curse of Adam. Anyways, you have to work. So if you choose not to work, what are you doing with your life as a man? There's another level to why women want a provider, which a true high value woman doesn't necessarily want to marry the richest man possible. There are other women out there who are good women and higher value women that do want a more elegant lifestyle. They want to be dressed in silk and designer clothes and all that kind of stuff and whatever. But I'm just saying that they're not all high value women care to have the richest man in the world. She just wants somebody who's generous, and I don't mean just generous with his money. I mean generous in general, with their kindness, with their time, sincerity. She wants someone who has a drive for success and a growth mindset. Um, which are typically traits that an honest provider man has. So I just wanted to clear that up. Not all women, just because they want a provider man, it doesn't mean that you have to become the richest man in the world. You just have to make sure that you provide for the lifestyle that she wants, or if that you're willing to put in the work to be able to provide for her. It's good to know what kind of woman you want, but it's even better to become the person that woman desires, and same for women, vice versa. Um, and This next thing I have, being close friends with the opposite sex with no intention of dating. Please note of the phrase close friends. I have friends, I have male friends, and many people, especially in today's society, have friends with the opposite sex. But when you're close friends with somebody of the opposite sex, one person is most likely attracted to the other person when that's the case. It's extremely unhealthy to be in a one-sided relationship with one person having feelings like that and the other person not reciprocating. And that's what it is. It's one-sided because that one person is doing for the other in hopes of them maybe getting together someday, or maybe that them getting chosen that day. And all that does is cause anxiety, stress, and heartbreak. Also, side note, men are usually attracted to and desire the women that they keep in their lives. So, ladies, do you really want a man? Do you really want to be with a man who's friends with a bunch of women, knowing this fact? Because that's a fact. It is all through. You can look it up. Men that keep women in their lives. It's because they are attracted to them, and they have specific thoughts about those women, most likely. And for men, the opposite regards, do you really think that girl that has 10 best guy friends isn't using all those guys solely for her benefit? And do you think she's not sleeping with a single one of those guys, or might have already slept with them and then stopped and then just continued to just keep them in their life because they were giving her stuff, or helping her with things and things like that? Women, it's not good to trust uh, women with a bunch of guy friends, okay, especially in today's society, when sexual freedom has been so popularized. Even if sometimes there is a case where she is close friends with all these guys and she is not sleeping with them, or vice versa, the guy has a bunch of girlfriends and he's not sleeping with a single one of them. But the thoughts that come into your head happen on both sides. And usually, when the girl is friends with a bunch of guys, all those guys are just waiting in line to be with her, which just feeds into the simp culture. And I wouldn't say necessarily that I'm shooting myself in the foot, because I know I have a lot of male followers on here, because I'm just here to bring you guys awareness to these kinds of topics. And so I do want to say, if you are in a situation like this, I highly recommend just setting several strict boundaries, not hanging out with that person one-on-one as much as possible. It can really help you make you not go crazy. Make sure to make time for yourself, take care of yourself. If you find yourself thinking about that person too much, guys and girls, try to find something to replace your thoughts with. My activity of choice is Bible study, because I have the Bible app in my phone and I can easily access that at any time. So I've been trying to do that just with any kind of negative thoughts. I just try to go to my Bible app and just do my Bible study. Pick a Bible study maybe on about what I'm thinking or what I'm struggling with or stressing about. The cool thing about the Bible app is you can go to their Bible plans and you pick a topic, or you type in a topic, and there's most likely something in regards to that. And it's just so eye-opening when you run to God when you're stressing. There's something beautiful about that. The next thing I want to talk about is dating for fun, aka not dating with intention. You guys, dating for fun is so harmful. It is so damaging, and it's harmful because it means that you are putting yourself out there in a world of people who are looking for love and who are dating with intention. And and who do want to get married and have babies, and you are just playing with our hearts because you just want to have fun. There is enough pain and suffering in this world. We do not need to add to that. We do not need to add more heartbreak and sorrow into the world. There is enough. I highly recommend working on yourself first. Like I was saying earlier, become the person that you think your dream spouse deserves, and then go out and date. I'm currently working on this in my life, and I'm not even accepting any dates because even though I would love to get, and I dress up anyways, but even though I would love, to dress up and someone take me out to dinner and have a good time and get to know somebody, I'm not even entertaining that idea with any man right now because I am not in the right state of mind to even let a man pursue me. My heart is not in the place to accept anybody's time, love, and attention. Um, and just so you guys know, it is all in God's timing. So, y'all, I just want you to know that I am not worried about being single forever. Um, I'm going to be 35 this year, and I'm still not worried about it. My family's worried about it. My friends are worried about it. They're always asking me, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have babies? Oh, why are you still single? You're so beautiful. It's like, okay, that thing too. I didn't write this down about the, oh, you're so beautiful, or you're so hot, or, for guys, or you're so attractive, you're so handsome. Why are you still single? Like, beauty is not the only thing that will get you in a good relationship, in a good, successful relationship. Okay. So don't sacrifice your dreams for some temporary fun. Be prepared, to be ready to date. Don't date for fun, okay? It's disgusting. All this stuff is disgusting. And just turn to God more. Next thing is having too high of standards. As I said earlier, there is no such thing as the perfect partner. It is important to have a handful of things that you are looking for, and but also, have some of those traits be something that you can be flexible with. Don't just like have these like insane unattainable goals and preferences, like over 6'5", like that is insane. Like, he is super tall. Like, for me, I just want the guy to be taller than me. That's all. I'm 5'5", and and so I just want the guy to be taller than me. I want to be able to wear some 2-inch wedges. I don't wear like super high heels. Like, 2 inches is usually the highest I go. So, I just want the man to be taller than me. It's not, I don't, if he's over 6 foot, whatever, that's cool. If he's not, whatever, if he's 5'9", great, that's awesome. Like, there are short kings out there, ladies. And same for men, for women. It's most of these insta hoes on social media, uh they edit their pictures, all of them. I'll edit my pictures sometimes. I try not to be crazy with it. I prefer not editing my pictures because I try to be as real as possible. But sometimes my pictures don't look like I do in real life, and so that's usually when I edit it. And so be a little bit flexible on some of the things that you're looking for, but also have a list of strict things that you will not budge on. I'll share with you guys some of mine. The one of them that I will not budge on, actually, I'll give you two things I will not budge on for somebody when I am dating. One thing is that he has to be a person of God, has to be seeking God, want to live a God-centered life, and always put God, at the center of everything. Second thing, he can't have gotten that cootie shot. If he got that cootie shot, I really don't care. Next. I will not fold on that. I don't care if you've done all the work to detox. I am sorry. I'm an extremely strong-willed person, and I never even took a test to see if I had that sickness. So if you are the type of person, whatever your reasoning is, it will go in one ear and out the other. I have heard it all, and I don't care. And I'm sorry that you let yourself succumb to that and that you weren't able to stand up for your beliefs. Or maybe you did stand up for your beliefs and that's why you got it. But I will not entertain a single person, a single man who got the cootie shot. Sorry. So, those are a couple things that I will not budge on. And then there's other things that I am flexible on. Like, I'll give you an example. I would prefer to find somebody with no kids, but I am totally okay if that person already has, children, because then I'll immediately get to be a mom, like a stepmom. And so, so those are like for me, so the no budge things and a the something I'm flexible on. So finding someone who is willing to accept you as you are, but also be willing to work together, to grow together is the ultimate goal. And then also, the next thing is actually the opposite. And, having too low of standards, don't just like go out with anybody. Don't just give your time and energy to anybody. Um, Everybody wants love nowadays, so if you really just want attention, you can just go out there and get it. Okay. But since Satan has been ruler of this world and people are falling for his tricks, men are so weak now and women are so strong now that men don't uh or uh, or they're scared to tell women hard truths. They're scared to tell women like, "Oh, you shouldn't be talking like that. Like um I won't accept that behavior, or I don't want you, like, it is not okay for you to yell at me like that. I pay for your bills, I take care of you, I feed you, all this stuff." Men are scared to say that to their women nowadays because women are so strong-willed, and they will bite your head off if you do talk back to her. And and women are too proud to receive constructive criticism. And I'll go ahead and tell you, I am the opposite. Like I thrive off of constructive criticism. I love, especially when a man is able to like question my actions, or if I'm stepping out of line, he says, "Why'd you do that?" Or "What's up? What's going on?" Or like, "Why did you say that to me?" Or that hurt. Like, why did you act that way? And I'm not saying that I act crazy or anything like that, but a man having a backbone is kind of hard to come across nowadays. And women, and it's because women are so freaking rude, and they will not hesitate to rip your head off verbally. And the Bible has that verse saying that the power of life and death are in the tongue, and it's so true. And unfortunately, women have chosen death. And they are killing our men from the inside out just because of the words that they say or how they say it. Ladies, the way that you say something is very important. You can say the exact same sentence in two different ways, and a man is going to receive it in two different ways. Okay. um let's see, what do I have here next is looking at people's potential and not where they currently are. This can be so dangerous because you will build up this imaginary person in your mind that doesn't even exist. And then you will get your heart broken when they don't do the things that you had hoped they would do. They never told you that they would do that. And you never even told them what you wanted them, that you wanted them to be that way. It's insane to think that it's okay to live in delusion. I see these reels and posts on Instagram. It's like, Delulu is the Salulu. And they're encouraging delusion. And so many people live in their heads and dream of an unrealistic future, but we need to be more focused on the present. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This is a Bible verse that I have been going back to regularly. I have a tendency to look into the future, it's the masculine trait in me, just wanting to plan and be structured, and know, to have control of all the things that I can possibly control, and try to set myself up for success, and all this stuff. And so a lot of times I dwell on the future, and I'm like, I have enough. And this Bible verse reminds me, I have enough on my plate for today. Let me focus on today. Just get through today. We're not even promised tomorrow, so why am I even worried about something that I don't even know if I'm going to have? So just want to let you guys know not to worry about tomorrow. Try to be more in the present, and be grateful for what you have in front of you and stay focused on the issues that you have today, because there is enough worry tomorrow. The next thing I have is, oh, this one is a really popular one too that I see a lot on both sides. People looking for somebody to make them happy. Nobody is responsible for your happiness but you. If you are sad and distressed in your life, do not bring somebody down with you. Ideally, you already want to be happy and content with your life, and you want to have somebody to help add to your happiness. Someone you can share all the amazing things you already have going for you, and you can share those things with somebody special. So many, I would say it's on both sides, but I might notice it more on a men's side, um, just via social media and researching this stuff. Men are like, oh, I want a woman to make me happy, like, and it's like, no, that's not her responsibility. She can add to it. She can multiply your happiness. But if you're sad, she's going to multiply your sadness, and it is not going to be good, and it is not going to be easy, and things are already difficult. So why are you going to make things harder for everybody? Um, so so if you're sad and lonely, why do you want to bring someone else into that world? It goes for both men and women. But is your future spouse worthy of being brought down into your sorrow? Because that's what's going to happen. So, concluding thoughts, I know some people might think that, let's see if this is everything. There's a lot of notes here, guys. Okay, yes, this is the final notes. I know some people might think that I am entitled, or that I think I'm better than everyone, and that's why I'm bashing all these people. But let me tell you that some of these things listed here are taken from my personal experience and my current life. I really hope that I brought some more self-awareness into your life today. I pray that you all choose to make better decisions in your life to make this world a better place. We have enough people living in this world. Wait. Oh, yes. Sorry. We have enough people living in this world. Let's not be of the world. Let's walk the narrow path and set ourselves apart. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. I want to let y'all know next week I'm going to have my friend Matt on here. We're going to be talking about health, culture, maybe some conspiracies, and might cover a little bit more on some men's health, maybe like a little bit of dating and stuff like that. It's going to be really fun. Matt is such a really cool guy. And I used to do a little bit of work with him. So it's going to be so much fun. I hope to see you guys there. Want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Wolfpack. Oops, I did not put my little banner up here. So you can go to my link, Yecca.gold. Here it is. And sign up for Wolfpack. If you are following me, you know the state of the dollar. And just this last week, I noticed some groceries shoot up in price again, as if they, they weren't expensive enough. I noticed some things in the grocery store. The prices went up. And so that just means that the dollar is dying, you guys. And what better way to prepare than with gold and silver for when the dollar dies? So be sure to check out my link, Yecca.gold, or you can reach out at 888-770-1776. You can call or text that number. If you text, I will most likely be the one replying. So you guys have a blessed weekend, and I'll see y'all next week.